welcome back to my channel. This week's video is going to be another pregnancy video. I am pretty much officially out of my first trimester. I think one of my apps said like 13 weeks is the end of the first trimester. One of them says 14, and I also read 13 and a half. So as I'm filming this, I'm 13 weeks and 5 days. So I'm filming it on Wednesday. I turn a new week every Friday. So on Friday, I will be 14 weeks, and then you guys will see this on Sunday. So I kind of just wanted to do a video talking about the experience and how it's been. I'm also gonna have some non-pregnancy related videos coming soon. I'm planning on doing a room tour and like a spring lookbook. So if you guys want to leave any other non-pregnancy or pregnancy related video requests down below, then you can. So let's go ahead and just get started. I actually wrote everything down on my phone. First thing, I found out at 3 weeks, 2 days, and I actually had some like cramps and stuff the day after that. I remember my back was really sore. Honestly, everything I was feeling was just exactly the same as like if I was gonna start my period. So the only reason that I know that it was pregnancy symptoms is because I like took the test and it was positive and said that I was pregnant. Then I actually wrote that I had a little bit of spotting at 4 weeks. Everything that I was reading said that spotting, like unless it was super red and there was a lot of it, then you were fine. There wasn't any like cramps associated with it. So I kind of just like laid down on the couch and tried to like chill. I wrote it down that I had it at like 6 weeks too. So, and I actually got nauseous at exactly 6 weeks. Weeks 6, 7, and 8. Actually, I think it was only 6 and 7. I really only had like 2 weeks where I was nauseous. Definitely was not fun, but I feel like the rest of the time has been not that bad. So I almost feel like I'm kind of blocking out the memory of being sick. But again, I never really threw up, so it wasn't too bad. Luckily, once I hit week 8, the nausea actually kind of went away. It probably went away during weeks like 8, 9, and then once it was week 10, I started, which I'm kind of jumping ahead, but just talking about nausea. Oh, it actually says 9 weeks. Okay, I'm just gonna follow my list. I'm not gonna jump ahead. Another thing I wrote down for week 6 was my sense of smell was heightened so much. Once it hit me so bad. As a lot of you guys probably know, we have a new puppy. There was a solid like 3 weeks, maybe a month, where she just smelled so bad to me, and so I like wasn't around her as much. It would just make me so sick, like just feeling nauseous, and then basically just any smell, even like the hand soap in my kitchen, like even good smells. Luckily that has kind of gone away now. The next thing I wrote down is that at 8 weeks we had an ultrasound, which was super fun. They actually only did an ultrasound because I like really wanted one. I went in for my appointment. They did the test where you like pee in the cup or whatever, and they tell you if you're pregnant, which obviously I already knew that I was. I don't even remember like what the doctor said. It was just such an appointment where I was like, how do you even know? Which my doctor is really great. He's super awesome and super nice. But he was like, yeah, like everything looks really great. And I was like, how do you know? Like I needed to hear the heartbeat or something, or like have an ultrasound. Like I just didn't have peace of mind knowing that like neither of those things were done. Obviously doctors know what they're talking about, but for me, I just like really wanted an ultrasound, and I had brought up that I had spotted a little bit, and the doctor was like, yeah, you're fine, it's normal, but like if you want an ultrasound, we can do one. So we decided to do one, and I wanted to have like a picture of the baby anyways, just for when we like told our friends and family and stuff. Their ultrasound person was actually out that day, so we had to go back a couple days later, and they did an ultrasound. We have a vlog of it. It was so much fun. It's so crazy. I feel like a lot of people talk about how like the first time that you see your baby like on the ultrasound or hear their heartbeat, it like changes your life. But for me and Parker, honestly, I feel like even now, like we know that we're having a baby, you know, but, and I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate to this, but I feel like in both of our heads, it still hasn't fully like clicked, especially because it's so early. I haven't felt the baby move or kick or like anything. I don't really have a belly. And for the most part, my first trimester has been pretty good. So it's like, so even when we saw that, like both of us, like I thought for sure that I would cry. I'm such a crier, but I didn't. And so it's just funny how people are like, oh my gosh, like my life changed. But for us, we were just like, yeah, it was really cool, but it's just so hard to like connect in your brain that like that is your baby in your belly. But anyways, the heartbeat was 167 beats per minute. And before this, I had actually convinced myself that the baby was a boy. And if you guys didn't see our gender reveal, the baby is a girl. I wanted a girl. Obviously, I'm just excited to like be pregnant. If I could have picked, I would have chosen a girl. I was trying to decide if it was like mother's intuition that it was a boy, even though that would have been wrong because it's not. Or if I was just trying to like convince myself that it was a boy because I wanted it to be a girl. But once we heard the heartbeat, I actually started thinking that it was a girl. The reason for that is they say that if your heartbeat is over 140 for your baby, then it's more likely to be a girl, and if it's under, then it's a boy. Obviously, it's just like totally an old wives' tale theory, but it was true for all of my nieces. I have 3. I've mentioned this a couple times, and a lot of people have commented like, oh, my son's was like 170. So obviously it's not always accurate, but once we heard that number, I was like, oh my gosh, maybe it's a girl. During week 8, I felt pretty good actually. I wasn't really feeling very nauseous. I was like a little bit tired, but nothing too crazy. And then that's the week that we actually like told my family, so that was really fun. I'll link the video of telling my family down below if you guys want to watch it. During week 9, I wrote down that I was really tired, and I also randomly would feel like a little bit nauseous again, but it definitely was not as bad as it was when I was 6 and 7 weeks. Mostly during like weeks probably like 9, 10, 11, 12. I feel like for the past like few weeks, I felt nauseous exactly at 5 p.m. Like I said, they say that if you are like snacking throughout the day, then that should help you. So like if you go too long without eating, then you can feel a little bit nauseous. But I swear this would happen sometimes like after I had eaten dinner. Usually for the past probably like 3 or 4 weeks, by 5 p.m., I am done for the day, which actually is not that big of a deal because like the day's kind of over at 5, you know, like it's dinner time and time to like chill and hang out. Oh, another thing that I actually didn't write down was starting at 6 weeks when I was nauseous, I started having a ton of food aversions, which is like the opposite of cravings. So basically I did not want to eat anything. I feel like my diet for the first few weeks of my pregnancy was mostly just carbs. Like I really wanted bagels or toast or like anything that was just like a simple carb, like something that was easy to eat. There are so many things that I just like can't even think about eating. Like one of my favorite things to eat for lunch is edamame. I had just bought a brand new bag from Costco, so it's huge. And right after I bought that, I like cannot eat edamame anymore. I really wanted to eat super healthy during my pregnancy and be really active, so I was so sad that I like couldn't, like the thought of zucchini, I just cannot eat that. I was trying to be healthy, but when you feel, especially when I was feeling really nauseous, like when you're that sick, the doctor even told me, he was like, right now, just as long as you're eating, like obviously try to eat healthy, but just eat. So at week 9, I wrote down that I could eat a little bit more, but still had like a lot of food aversions. And then that is also when I started having to freaking get up to pee in the night, which has only gotten worse. Literally, I swear there are some nights that by the time I get into bed and by the time I'm actually like up for the day, I am not joking, I get up to go to the bathroom at least 4 times, if not 5. But I do also drink a lot of water. Honestly, I'm someone who just pees a lot anyways. I just try to drink a lot of water. So if you drink a lot of water, you have to pee more. I also wrote that I was out of breath a lot at week 9. I feel like this was something that started kind of early in my pregnancy too, like maybe around 6 weeks, but it's definitely gotten worse. Like literally just walking up the stairs or like even just getting out of the car, like the littlest things, I will find myself like so out of breath. Even like filming this video right now, I'm like having to stop to catch my breath every couple seconds. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention at my first appointment, something else that they did was a blood test. So I know that's a way that they, or not a blood test. They just like take your blood. I don't know what they do, but they actually did that at the end of my appointment. So I thought what they were doing was checking like my HCG levels, which is like something that you need to check for pregnancy. But I went on the like health portal thing online. It shows you all your results of everything. They checked for like a bunch of other stuff, but I didn't see HCG on there. So I don't know if they check it and just don't like put it on there. That was another reason that I really wanted an ultrasound. I didn't see them on there. So I was like, if they didn't do an ultrasound, didn't check those, like how do they even know that everything's good? But then at 10 weeks, I went and did a blood test. I think it's called Progenity. So the 10-week blood test tests for a couple of things. They test for any like chromosomal abnormalities, and it will also tell you if the baby is a boy or a girl. And then it takes about a week for it to get back to you. Once we like found that out, we announced everything. All of you guys were guessing it anyways. We were like, okay, let's just like post about it and tell people. I also went to the doctor again at 11 weeks. And this time he actually like did the thing where you listen to the heartbeat. It's not an ultrasound, it's just they like put the thing on your belly, and the heartbeat was 160 beats per minute, so a little bit slower than the time before. The doctor actually said at our appointment that the heartbeat was in the little girl range. Again, I had already been thinking maybe it's a girl, I don't know. And then once he said that, which obviously like I said, it's not a proven thing, but she's a girl. So we got the test results back from the doctor, from the blood test, and the results said that everything looked really good, baby looked healthy, and that it's a girl obviously. So how they did it is they called me on the phone and told me that the baby was healthy, and I was like, okay, can you please write down if it's boy or girl on an envelope, and I will come and pick it up, and then we're gonna do a gender reveal party on Sunday. And this was on Monday, so we had to wait a little bit because Parker's parents don't live up here, and everyone lives just like kind of far away. Like even my mom's kind of far, Parker's sister's kind of far. We wanted to like wait until the weekend, but I just couldn't wait. If you guys watched the videos on our vlog channel, we actually ended up opening the envelope. Literally, we got it on Monday, and I lasted until Tuesday. It was just so fun to like find out just the 2 of us, and we still went ahead and had like the party to tell like our family and friends, and to have like the footage to tell you guys and stuff. Going to 12 weeks, that is when I started filming belly shots. I wanted, which I don't even have a belly yet, but I want to do a video that's like a weekly pregnancy transformation. So I think I'm gonna film those like updates every 2 weeks because weekly, I don't know, if I felt like I was growing really quick then I would do weekly, but as of now I have like hardly anything. I am going to show you guys my stomach in this video just to like document it. We started taking like official pictures of my belly, which I could have definitely started before 12 weeks, but again, I don't really have a belly yet, so I felt like every week I'd be like, hey, I need to like shoot my picture, my video for that, and then there was just like no growth happening really, so I was like, okay, next week's fine, next week's fine. And another thing that I didn't mention is at my first appointment, the doctor told me that I have a tilted uterus. I hate the word uterus. I don't know why. I think I read that like 2/3 of women, theirs tilts forward and then 1/3 tilts back. So it's not really like that uncommon and like not a very big deal. It does mean that I will show a little bit later because obviously if it's like tipping forward, then your belly is gonna like come out faster. But if it's tipping backwards, it has more room to go before you can like really see it. And I think that you also feel the baby like move a little bit. Whoa. Guys, we are having the craziest weather today. Wait, I feel like the sun is coming back out. Anyways, the doctor told me that, so again, not really like that big of a deal, doesn't really change anything. Also, at 12 weeks, I still was feeling kind of sick every day at like 5 p.m. That honestly just started going away like a couple of days ago, but now I have something else instead, and it is what I think are growing pains. My stomach, like, not up here like my actual stomach, but like down here where the baby actually is. I think it's like growing and everything, and I can feel it like stretching. Also, another thing I've had the entire time is sore boobs. I'm trying to think of any other symptoms that I've had. Honestly, my first trimester has been like a pretty good experience. For a lot of the time, I feel like I haven't really even felt pregnant. Like I have had stuff like feeling kind of sick every day at 5, but overall, it really has not been bad. I will show you guys what my belly looks like. Again, there's really not much there. I'm actually still wearing my size 1 jeans. So as you guys can see, there's not much. I definitely am like a little bit bloated down here. Like the baby's still down here because it's really early. So there's like a tiny bit of a belly, but definitely like if you guys didn't know I was pregnant and you saw me, like you would never think that I'm pregnant, but just knowing my body, like I can tell that it's literally like 1% bigger down there, maybe 2. That is the update. Hopefully you guys liked it. Don't forget to subscribe and also turn on post notifications. And then again, if you guys want to leave any video requests down below, you can. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.